The reason why I shared my story about my eye disease is because I wanted to segue into just the different content that I'll be posting and talking about. Finding out that I had a disease that was incurable really allowed me to see the importance of just letting things flow naturally, because at the end of the day, nothing in this life can be controlled. I wouldn't have had the opportunity to take a step back had I not had anything crazy happen. And I think that's something that I know I struggled with, especially with this diagnosis, is that I was like, hey, like, what is my life going to look like? I was struggling so much because I was dealing with the attachment of what my identity was and what life I thought I was gonna have. It's so common for us to just feel like, oh, one thing bad happens and you just gotta push through, you just gotta keep on going. But I really believe in the power of sitting with things. Had I been so quick to just pick up and keep on going, I wouldn't have allowed myself to see the opportunities that are out there. It's not always necessary to stay strong. It's not always necessary to keep on moving. Sometimes we have to be still and allow ourselves the opportunity to come to realizations, or allow ourselves to just asking yourself and asking the universe, like, what is this teaching me? And what opportunities is this providing for me? I felt pressure and I felt a lot of shame that I allowed myself to be in such a dark place for what seemed like a really long time. And I just felt really, really shameful. I constantly was apologizing to my friends and my family for still being in a really bad place. I, just felt really bad about where I had been at. But now looking back at it, I needed that time for myself, and I needed that time to just grieve and mourn. If I had not experienced those changes in my life, then I wouldn't have gone into a space of mourning and grieving the life that I thought I was going to have. And I also wouldn't have had the opportunity to come out of that and realize I do think that things happen, like the second that we allow things to flow naturally, it gives us opportunities to learn things. It gives us new opportunities to happen in our lives. And it's okay to go through those steps of experiencing things that are not super pleasant and, grieving and mourning those things, but also coming out of it when you are ready. Had I not had a health diagnosis that potentially could make me not be able to do real estate anymore, and I just really wanted to dive deep into what it is that actually made me happy and what it is that I'm passionate about and what my gifts are. Things that feel good to me, I've realized, are so different than what it is that I've been chasing over the past, 5 years. The moment that I stopped trying to hold on to everything and hold on to identities that I had in my head, I just felt so much more at peace. I woke up one day and realized, I think that I'm actually gonna take up these hobbies, or I think that I'm going to take up this type of career. And I just felt so much more at peace that I was able to let go of things that I thought that I had to hold on to. I have taken the time to actually sit down and evaluate and say, hey, I have to let go of everything in my life in order for things to flow and for things to fall into the places that they're supposed to fall into. So many of us try so hard to keep control over everything around us that's going on, whether it's the people around us, our businesses, our careers, the money that we have in our bank accounts. We try so hard to hold on and have control. And I realized that I found true happiness when I just let everything go. I just stopped holding on to the identity of what I thought my life was going to look like, or what I thought people expected from me. And I had the opportunity by letting go to take a step back and realize, like, what is it that I feel passionate about? What is it that I have gifts of? And what is it that I actually like want my life to look like? What aligns with me? And I wouldn't have been able to do any of that had I didn't have some really like eye-opening experiences happen to me. So I just want people to be able to see that, like, just from my experience, it's okay to reinvent yourself. It's okay to delete that identity that you've created in your head or that people have created for you and restart and actually chase after stuff that gives you meaning of some sort. I do think that things happen, like the second that we allow things to flow naturally, it gives us opportunities to learn things. It gives us new opportunities to happen in our lives. And it's okay to go through those steps of experiencing things that are not super pleasant and, you know, grieving and mourning those things, but also coming out of it when you are ready. I'm embarking on a whole nother chapter. Things are shifting for me, and I had to go through a really dark place in order to get into a really beautiful place. Had I had just kept moving forward and nothing in my life had shifted, like, I wouldn't have opened up to be this person that has so much potential. So I just want, you know, anyone that's struggling with things that are out of their control, or if things are feeling like they're not going right for you, I am so sure that there is such a bigger picture, and that if you just allow things to come and go from you, not only will you have so much more peace in your life, but things will start unfolding for you that you could have never imagined. I hope that if you find yourself in a place where you're trying to control things, or if you find yourself in a space where a lot of crazy shit's happening, you can just find peace that you're not alone. All of us go through that, and that's where I'm at. And I just hope that, you know, by me sharing my story and me sharing my experiences, that it can, you know, it can be a mirror for someone else. I really appreciate all of the kind words that I received from people. As I mentioned, don't think that this is the end of the world. I don't think that, I know that something's really, really great is in store for me, and I wouldn't have gotten to have this opportunity had some certain things in my life not unfolded. So yeah, so see y'all in the next video.